Good morning, everybody. Hello. We've made it to another weekend. Woo! Y'all know I love to celebrate. Listen, good morning, everybody. It's your girl, A. Christine of the Cat Harvey and A. Christine Show. Keep praying for Cat. Let me just jump right in and say that. Keep praying for Cat. She is fighting through some upper respiratory issues, but she is making it. So all of your love, your prayer, and support, they always make a difference. Listen, huge shout out to our followers, to our viewers, to the Cat Harvey and A. Christine Show family. Thank you so much for joining us every Saturday, loving on us, for interacting with the posts, anything we put out. Thank you all so much. We appreciate you from the bottom of our hearts. If you have not connected with us yet and you want to be a part of the family and this growing and thriving community, okay? Listen, connect with us here on our Facebook page, Cat Harvey, A. Christine. You can, I'm going to put that information at the bottom of the screen really quick. You can also connect with us on Instagram at the Cat Harvey and A. Christine Show. So again, Facebook is Cat Harvey A. Christine or A. Christine. Instagram is at the Cat Harvey and A. Christine Show. And of course on YouTube at the Cat Harvey and A. Christine Show. Join the family, join the community. Listen, we are growing, thriving, and vibing together. I think I'm going to have to coin that one. I like it. Yeah, we're growing, thriving, and vibing together. So join us, follow us on all of our platforms, like, subscribe, and click the notification bell, especially on YouTube, so that you can get notified when we share new content. So today we're just going to jump right into it. But really quick before we do, dun, 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 that's my little announcement trumpet. I hope y'all like it. Starting next month, at the beginning of next month, it is all about love, love, love. Okay, it's all about love. So we have some really interesting things planned for the month of February, and we want to share some amazing stories with some amazing or from some amazing people, and let them, penetrate your heart and inspire you. Okay, not only that, March is going to be off the chain, pure madness. I guess you could call it March Madness. See what I did there? Yeah. But March is going to be amazing. We got March Madness coming up. So February is love month, of course. March Madness for March. April is going to be like next level as well. So in April, we're going to be talking about the dream team, not just any dream team, not just the Bulls in the 90s, okay? Not just the Lakers in the 80s, not just the Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins back when they had like that season of winning and everyone was like obsessed. No, we're talking about the dream team that matters the most. We're talking about the dream team of you. That's right, the dream team of you. So, February is all about love. March is March Madness, and April is the dream team month. So, I want you guys to just be prepared, get ready, and get excited because we have some amazing content getting ready to flow your way. And also, let me not forget to mention that we will be dropping the information soon for the annual Girlfriends Weekend. So if I had like studio and voice, things like that, and I could like do a big echo, that's what that was, because the Girlfriends Weekend is just that big. Yep, I had to get close on you. So the Girlfriends Weekend is coming up this September. We will be sharing information about that on the first show in February. And we are so excited. I mean, very excited, and cannot wait for you to see it, take it in, share it with your girlfriends, and come. Let's get there. Let's come together and let's talk about how our scars make us beautiful. Okay, so remember that Girlfriends Weekend is coming up in September. We'll share information the beginning of next month, but February is all about love. March is March Madness, and April is about the dream team of you. So, with that being said, let's jump into today's topic. So, I wanted to follow up on what we talked about last week, which was no more excuses. And let me see, let me turn on the comments here. So, I want you guys to chime in and let's talk about it, whether you watch the live stream or you catch this on a playback. So, no more excuses. Part two, against all odds. Okay, let that sink in. So I feel as if, and again, the opinions shared on this show are those of my own. Okay, those of my own. But let's talk about this. We can, set ourselves up for success, which is a good thing. You're supposed to, you should. We set ourselves up for success. We buy things that we feel we would need, to aid us in this journey of reaching our success pinnacle, or reaching milestones along the way. We start to change different habits and, try to branch off into a better lifestyle or establish new habits that aid in us getting to a successful place, right? But I think we don't talk about enough. What about if it doesn't happen? What about, or if or when it doesn't happen? Or if or when it doesn't happen as soon as you thought it would? If or when you meet an obstacle, a barrier, a challenge? What about if you meet the Red Sea? And I say that because I'm thinking about how Moses was in Egypt and he was there all of his life, went into the wilderness for 40 years, and then came back. And at the wonderful young age of 80, then starts a pilgrimage across the desert with people of his own like culture and heritage, but socially he's somewhat disconnected because he hasn't labored with them. So those are like two whole different topics right there. The age of 80 and being socially different. But he comes back and he leads these people, his people rather, across the desert. And as they're leaving out of this place of oppression, of depression, of grief, as they're leaving out of a place of hopelessness, as they're leaving out of a place of just, sometimes you can't even put words to it. As they're leaving out of that kind of place, they're gaining some momentum. They start to praise the Lord. They become very jubilant and happy. But then they see the Egyptians behind them. They see Pharaoh and all of his army and their chariots behind them. And they're like freaking out. Oh my gosh, what do we do? We've done what we needed to do to be successful, right? We heeded the words that were given to us. What do we do? So they get to finally a point where they get to the Red Sea and they're like, Moses, what on earth? And I promise y'all, this is not Bible study, but I'm going somewhere because we need to also talk about, after you've made lifestyle changes and different things of that nature because you want to be successful, what about when it doesn't happen when you thought it would? Let's say you gave yourself 30 days and it didn't happen in 30 days. So that's why I'm talking about Moses. So they go through all of this. They get to the Red Sea. And when they thought they were finally free, they see the Egyptians, they see Pharaoh, and then they get faced with the Red Sea. Now they're running for their lives and they've reached a dead end. Kat Harvey, A. Christine, I felt like I've done all that I was supposed to do. And I'm running for my life now. I'm running for my life from those things that used to hold me back. But now I've shaken myself loose. So I'm going. I'm going for my dreams and my goals with everything that I have in me. But now I've reached the Red Sea in my life. Now what? That's what I want to talk about today. Now what? Against all odds. Against all odds, Moses believed. Against all odds, bless you, pretty girl. So my daughter is close by. So here we are. Against all odds, I'm doing the show. Boom. You have to show up. So against all odds, Moses tapped into his faith. He showed up for himself and for the people he was leading. And again, this is not Bible study, but take it and apply it as you need it to. Because some of us need to come up in not just our natural lives, we need to come up in our spiritual lives as well. We know that we're slacking. And really they balance each of them balance each other out, to be honest with you. Like too much of one starts to diminish the other and you become off center. But nevertheless, again, he tapped into his faith. He showed up for himself and for the people that he was leading. And he got into a space spiritually where he could hear the Lord, hear direction, and take it. You know, whether you are a believer or not, we do all need to be able to quiet ourselves and listen. Whether you're listening from a word from God, for a word from God, or you're listening for a word of advice, maybe from a trusted source, a family member, a friend, you need to be able to quiet yourself, even in chaotic moments, right? You're meeting at the Red Sea and you got fear, grief, depression, haters, negativity, all that stuff running after you and pursuing you. What are you going to do? You could break down and cry, but then all that's going to do is let everything that's chasing you gain more speed and shorten that distance between you and them. So now what do we do? So we're here at this pivotal moment in our lives, right? You got to be able to still yourself, quiet yourself, and listen to a trusted source. Get that direction and go through. So against all odds, Moses is able, again, not Bible study, but just applying the life lesson, right? So against all odds, Moses is able to, and hello to all of the viewers that are in. If you want, feel free to drop a comment. Just let us know that you're here. But he leads the Israelites across the Red Sea on dry ground. So let's take a moment to highlight the miracle of that and just highlighting the miracle of doing things against all odds. Okay. Oftentimes, as we're going up against a challenge, you will have moments that are just purely miraculous. You don't know how it happened. You don't know what just happened, but you know it happened, right? I don't know how this happened. I don't know what's even going on, but I know something is happening and I need to take it. We cannot lack the inability to move. When we get a wisp of wind or a push, my daughter is the best. But when you get that push, that you just feel like something just opened up for you, don't lack action. Take it and go. You know, this is how you push against all odds. This is how you still overcome. This is how you still do things with no excuses against all odds. Doing things against all odds oftentimes means that it will be an uphill battle. It will. And that's just the honest truth. Hey, Christine, Cat Harvey, I didn't think it was going to be this hard to change my life. I didn't think it was going to be this hard to be successful. I didn't think it was going to be this hard to obtain my dreams. I didn't think it was going to be this hard to achieve my goals. Okay, but now it is. So, what are you going to do? Do we sit and keep talking about it? Or do we persevere against all odds? Now, I'm not saying push yourself until you're sick. When you need a break, take that moment away, but tap back in. Do little things along the way that ensure that you're still in the game. Okay? Because it's when it's your time to tag team and jump back in, jump back in. You know what I mean? Okay, so anyways, back to Moses and the Red Sea, right? So the Lord opens up the Red Sea. They cross over not on muddy ground, not on semi-wet, soggy ground. They cross over on dry land. Like not only did the waters part, but the land that they walked on that was at the bottom of the ocean, the bottom of the sea that has been saturated for years is dry. Okay. Take the miracle in that for yourself. If we can quiet ourselves, listen for our word of advice or our word of direction, from a trusted resource, a trusted source, oftentimes your wind of the miraculous will come shortly after. Take it and run with it, and don't look back. So, anyways, they get over to the other side and now they continue their journey. So, that brings me to the very next point as we talk about doing things against all odds. In order for Moses and the Israelites to go from that point now to the next point, just like very much so for us to go from point A to point B, or now that we've gotten to point B to point C, point C to point D, right? You know, wherever you are in your walk, um, what what does it take? It takes focus. Focus helps you to stay on the course against all odds. Focus helps you not to make excuses or not to let excuses take over. You know, when you're like, oh, I could just be doing, or I just wanna, or I'm just, focus says, shake yourself loose. Loose. Oh my goodness. Shake yourself loose and let's keep going. So I looked up really quick some tips to help us stay focused, right? And let's see. Again, help is literally at your fingertips. So if you're struggling with something, reach out or just Google it. How do I, you know what I mean? So here we go. So a few quick tips to help you stay focused or maintain your focus, especially in a season of going up against all odds, of meeting challenges, of trying to achieve not just something, but big things. Some very practical advice is brain training and brain games. What? Hey, Christine? It's the truth. It is the truth. Sometimes doing things that have nothing to do, especially like a brain game, has nothing to do with what you're doing directly, but it strengthens your brain. It trains you in a way that if you're able to focus on one thing, you'll be able to transfer that same level of energy to another, or you'll be able to go back into that activity refreshed. So, brain training and brain games, regular exercise, physical exercise. Let's talk about it because I'm going to go back to that actually. So, physical exercise, spending time in nature. Kat and I have been saying this since we have come on. Go outside and take a walk. Or if it's too cold for you, walk on the treadmill, open the blinds, look outside at the driveway, look at the tree, anything, look at that squirrel running across the grass. You got to do what you got to do. But regular exercise, spending time in nature, and of course, when it's nice outside, go outside, walk to the stop sign, and then walk back to your house, or walk one block and then walk back. You got to start somewhere. Let's see, eating a balanced diet, can't stress it enough that you literally are with you what you eat. And it doesn't just show up in your body, it shows up in your mind as well. So if you're full of sweets, that's not to say that you won't be sweet, but we know what a lot of sugar does to our bodies. It doesn't help us look or feel good because it's too much junk. And you wonder why your thoughts and your mind may be full of junk. Maybe you eat too much candy. I don't know. Food for thought, right? And that pun was intended. But so eating a balanced diet, taking supplements to boost brain health, and improving your sleep. So for all of my night owls, you got to balance that out some kind of way. So if you're up at night, are you sleep during the day or are you working? What not boundary, but for all of the people who are like, no, I'm just up. I'm just up and I can't seem to go to sleep. What amount of sleep helps you to operate at your optimal level, of energy, of, oh my goodness, of like, just vivaciousness. What level of sleep or what amount of sleep helps you to operate there? So really quickly, one more time, just to go over these tips, 6 tips to help you focus. Because now we've gotten from point A to point B. What helps us go from point B to point C and so on and so forth? Focus. Okay. 6 quick tips. One more time. Brain training and brain games. They really do work. regular exercise. 3, spending time in nature, weather permitting. 4, eating a balanced diet. Okay. Number 5, taking supplements to boost brain health. And number 6, improving your sleep. These are all very practical tips for us to win and be successful in life. So let's see. Now we're at point B or point C, and we need to keep going. What do I do? I take this level of focus and I start to chew the small pieces. That would be my next word of advice. Chew the small pieces, grab what you can reach. In corporate America, I think the term is control the controllables. There we go. Control the controllables. And my husband is like corporate America guru. So is Kat, really, to be honest with you. I'm just honored to even be in their presence. But they will tell you control the controllables. What are the things that are right within your grasp, within your arm's reach that you can control, that you can change, or that you can do, that you can take on? That would be my next word of advice. Control those controllables. And so, even when we go to the list, like we just read about focusing, there are things on there that we can control. While we cannot control the weather, I can control my level of exercise. Whether I live in a house or an apartment, I'm sharing space with someone, you can, on purpose, intentionally walk around, do exercises in your room or your home. If you have a home office, a home workout space, go and do that. Use those areas. You can use many things in your home to simulate what you would do in the gym. On your wall, you can do wall push-ups, you can do wall sits, you can do, and we know the endless amount of exercises that we can do even in a small space. That's something that we can control. And then when the weather is nice, you do control how often you get outside. You know what I mean? And so that even goes back to the idea of no more excuses. How many times will we make excuses? How many times will we allow excuses to take the front seat and we take the back passenger seat? Excuses can no longer drive our lives, guys. Like, when do we finally take responsibility and say, yeah, this wasn't my fault, but this was? Self, I apologize because I've held me back. It wasn't them. Uh-oh, am I about to get in trouble? Baby Shark is our new obsession. So she's like, Mom, why are you telling everybody? But anyways, how do we finally face ourselves? And when we say, okay, so all of this time that I've wasted, it really wasn't their fault. Or a part of it was, but then another big part was me. What do we do with the time we have left? Okay. So now that you've made it from A to B, and you've made it out of oppression and depression, you've made it out of suffering, you've made it out of really horrendous and crazy experiences, and we're grateful. Now that you've made it through that, you've made the miracle dash across the Red Sea, and now you're here. Now, what do you do? Some of us need to get run away, run away, run away. Careful. Some of us need to loose that familiarity that we have with living in a struggle, living stressed out, living oppressed, living underneath a rock. Because now that we're out and we're free and the sun is hitting our beautiful skin and our hair is flowing and we're feeling better, we don't even know how to respond to freedom. A lot of us only know bondage or only know, it's like partial freedom. Like how an elephant is, 3 of their extremities are free to kind of roam and move about, but they have a ball and chain, or like they have a chain and an ankle cuff on one of their hind legs, and that is chained to a stake in the ground. Some of us know life like that. Some of us have an elephant syndrome. We're so powerful, but yet we are chained and held back by this one chain and this stake in the ground. And we only know how to live life partially free. But so many of us are really finally walking into full freedom and we don't know what to do with it. Stay focused. Stay focused and take action. Okay? Stay focused, seek direction, and take action. We have to let go of the excuses of the past and let go the option that we give ourselves to use challenges and hard things as an out. Oh no, it's too hard for me. I'm out of here. Oh no, see, I knew it. I knew I should have just stayed on that old ball and chain. I knew I should have just stayed in bondage because see, this is too crazy out here. No, it's not. It's just the way of the world. But we're just breaking into it. But let's do what we have to do and stop making those excuses. Stop letting excuses rule our life. Stop letting hurt and heartbreak rule our life. It happened. I'm sorry. But now we have to let it go. And that's only something that you can do. A lot of us are still holding on to things and almost blaming other people for the fact that we're holding on to it while we're still blaming them for the fact that things happened. So now that we've gotten from point A to point B, how do you get from point B to point C? Focus, seek direction, and take action. Okay. I don't think I'm going to come back with a part 3, or maybe I will, because this is like a really popular topic. But sometimes we get a lot of motivation, but we don't get some of those practical tips without having to subscribe to a channel or go to a masterclass. No, let's share these simple tips. This is knowledge so that we can all advance together in whatever field you may be in. You may be working an hourly job at a local retail store. You can still be successful and still change your life. You can grow to become the manager of that store, or even phase out of that store, go to another store, get on the fast track to success. And who knows, you may open your own retail store. Or maybe your dream is to be a CFO of a corporation, or be a district manager and have multiple stores under you. And you've always loved whatever your passion is. I'm not saying that successful or being successful is owning your own business. I'm saying being successful is being free and knowing what to do with your freedom. Wow. Okay. Revelation moment, even for me. Yeah. Being free. Oh, I'm sorry. Being successful is being free and knowing what to do with it, knowing how to manage your freedom, how to manage your time, and how not to let past occurrences, past challenges, past excuses rule your day, rule your emotions, rule your life, rule your time. I would accept this job, but I don't do stuff like that because of that one time. Get out of here. You are an amazing person and you have so much life in you and you have so much to give. We can no longer let the world be snubbed out of who we are and what we can offer and bring to the table because of stuff in the past. Okay? The past is behind you. Let it stay there. Let me go back to the story about Moses and the Egyptians, because with that past that was chasing them, because they left that past in Egypt. And again, this is not Bible study, but you could take this lesson and apply it to wherever you are in your life. That past that they left in Egypt, it started off chasing them and it grew stronger and stronger to the point that they got scared, remember? And so that same ocean or the body of water, the sea that they crossed over on, their past, because it didn't know how to let them go, it drowned in that same sea. The waters closed up and everything got swallowed up. All of the things from their past, every person, every situation, every obstacle, every challenge, every moment of depression, every moment of oppression, every moment of grief, every moment of heartbrokenness, every moment of just straight out brokenness, every moment of disappointment was drowned And I'm sharing that with you today as well. There's a reason the past is in the past, and there's a reason that you have moved on. Keep moving. Let that past go. It's going to drown in the sea. God's got you. Keep going. So, one more time, how do we move from point B to point C, or C to D, or so on and so forth? Focus, seek direction, and take action. Remember, being successful is actually being free and knowing how to manage your freedom, knowing what to do with it. Okay. So let's take this and keep moving forward. There are no more excuses because we are achieving our goals and living our best God ordained lives against all odds. We are free and we know what to do with it. Listen, guys, this is your girl, A. Christine, from the Kat Harvey and A. Christine Show. Remember to connect with us on YouTube at the Kat Harvey and A. Christine Show, on Instagram at the Kat Harvey and A. Christine Show, and on Facebook at Kat Harvey and A. Christine. Remember, next month we will share information for the Girlfriends Weekend. My scars make me beautiful. We are so excited about this year. Next month will also be the month of love, love, love. And we will share amazing love stories to get you inspired and fired up just about love and about sharing love and to be the person that you want to see in the world. March, don't forget it, is March Madness, and April is all about the dream team of you. With that being said, I'm going to sign off. I hope you all have a very successful day. Remain free and do what you need to do. Okay? Bye bye, guys. Have a good one.